Hello, my name is Matthias and welcome to the FPL Scope and this video where I'm going to summarize the season basically and also talk about my GW38 score. Gonna go through a couple of other things as well. Gonna look at my free hit draft for GW38 and basically see how my free hit teams across the season have stacked up all on top of each other in terms of overall points and rank. Also gonna look at the manager of the week for GW38 and the manager of the season in the FPL Scope Mini League as well. And then finally, I'm going to do a bit of a fun little twist towards the end there where I'm going to talk about what I think will be my projected team for GW1 as well next season, because I have some players in mind already. I'm already starting to think about next season already, not just in the NBA where my Timberwolves lost in the playoffs right now, but also in FPL where I'm going to look to get into the top 10K next season, hopefully, because this season kind of disappointing for my own at least expectations. 53K is a decent rank for... it is a decent rank. Shouldn't be scoffed at, I guess, but I'm also not completely satisfied, especially after being into the top 10K last season. So trying to get it there for next season. Hopefully I can do it. But this season actually ended on a high at least. Got 71 points in GW38. And that's down to a really nice captaincy choice and some other pretty good players. I did choose Bowen as my captain just to have some fun as a West Ham player because I'm a West Ham fan. And I had some faith in Bowen as well, seeing as he was in really good form and had a really nice game against Ipswich as well in the final game of the season. So 26 points for me as my captain, fantastic. I also had Saul, obviously, who was the other popular captaincy choice. He got 10 points. And then Buemo got 8 points as well, being in most squads on top of that. But in defense as well, I had Guardiola with 8 points and Ruben Diaz with 7 points, picking up some clean sheet points there. Once again for Man City, they did concede late in Game Week 37, which was quite costly for me overall because I was outside the top 50k because of that, and I also did not win my mini league because of that as well, and also because of Salah scoring the late goal now in game 38. That sort of kind of screwed me over towards the end of the season after I'd given Salah so much faith in this entire season pretty much. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the team wasn't really too much to talk about. I did a transfer of Todibo to Kivior because I had slightly more faith in Arsenal keeping a clean sheet against Southampton than I did West Ham keeping a clean sheet against Ipswich. West Ham conceded, but then Arsenal conceded against Southampton as well, because of course they did. They did end up winning the match, Arsenal, but not getting a clean sheet against Southampton was pretty bad. But yeah, Raya 2 points, Kivior 2 points. Elanga didn't really do anything against Chelsea. I was hoping he would be a bit of a differential there. Sadly, he didn't really do anything in that game. And then the strikers as well. This entire game, like Game 38, most of the strikers were just pretty bad overall. So Isak 2 points, Watkins 2 points, Cunha 2 points as well. At least Cunha played 60 minutes plus and got 2 points for this game, at least. Because yeah, he's been a bit of a disappointment towards the end of the season as well for me. But overall, that takes me to 53k overall. Which I'm decently happy with. When it comes to the entirety of the season, in terms of how I liked it, I think it was quite enjoyable actually, even though I didn't really have the best results. I did have a lot of fun, especially with the new rules of saving up 5 transfers potentially by not doing a transfer every single game week. I think that's a really nice addition to the game. I think it makes it a lot more fun. You can be more flexible. You can do more tactical changes compared to everyone else. So I think that's been a huge success, and I think most people actually agree that that's a really nice change to the game. The assistant manager tip, not quite sure about that yet. I obviously didn't really have the best of luck myself. I didn't do it in game week 24 like most other people. And then I ended up doing it in game week 38, 1, 32, 33 with Crystal Palace mostly. Kind of not really doing well in those 2 double game weeks that they had in a row. Quite disappointing for me because Crystal Palace were sort of more thinking about the FA Cup rather than trying to get results in the league, and that sort of hampered me when it comes to the assistant manager chip. So yeah, personally think it's a okay chip. I don't really care either way if it's there or not next season. But yeah, overall meh chip, I think. Bench boost as well never really works out for me. I don't really like the chip at all because it just takes up too much effort for very little gain for me, I think, in general. So 8 points on my bench boost this season, not ideal. Free hit, did really well on the free hit in Game Week 34. Also did really well with triple captaincy chip in Game Week 35 on Salah, even though I would have had even more points if I had triple captain him the game week before. But overall, I do quite like those chips in general, and I do hope they stay for next season as well. The wildcards, Game Week 6 wildcard, did decently. I did the massive mistake that I've been lamenting all season, picking Robert Sanchez over Marcels in goal. Yeah, pretty disappointed with that, but I might not be finished with the mistake of picking a Chelsea goalkeeper, as you'll see towards the end of the video potentially. Wildcard in Game Week 30 ended up being okay. Had like a decent end to the season, nothing special. So yeah, overall, pretty happy with the season. 71 points in Gaming 38 is a nice change. Went up from 70k to 53k at least. So a nice high note to end a middling season overall for me in general. But yeah, I've also, throughout this whole season, I've made a free hit draft for every single game week. And I've also accumulated all the points that I've made from all those free hit teams, those fake projected free hit teams basically. Now you're going to see the result of that and see how many points overall I've gained from the entirety of the season, and also what rank that would have given me if I had the opportunity to change teams every single game week. So for this game week, Gaming 38 got 66 points, which is 5 points less than my own actual team, because here I actually went with the more safe captaincy option in Salah. I didn't really have the fun aspect. I was just presenting what I think would be the best or safest team for you guys. And I had Salah as captain with 20 points rather than Bowen as captain. So Bowen got 13 points in this instance instead. Also had no City defenders, because I was a bit unsure about them in the final game of the season against Fulham. But they ended up getting clean sheets. But in the end, this defense as well is also pretty good, with Ben White, Kirkus, and Wan-Bissaka all getting points. Kirkus with the clean sheet points against Leicester. Probably should have been the player that I transferred in rather than Kivior. I should have gone with Kirkus in defense against Leicester, who played without Vardy as well. But Ben White and Wan-Bissaka, on top of that, also got assists each, even though they did both concede. West Ham and Arsenal, they did get assists, at least the players that I picked there. So again, Ben White over Kivior. I don't know why I picked Kivior in the transfer. It was basically like a panic transfer right before the end of the deadline, or right before the deadline, because yeah, didn't really have anything else that I wanted to do either. So yeah, should have gone with White there and gained 3 points, but yeah, it is what it is. 66 points for the free drafting Gaming 38. The rest of the team, basically nothing to write home about. But 66 points for the free drafts, which means that overall, the free hit points for the entirety of the season, from Gaming 1 through Gaming 38, with all the different free hits teams that I've selected, I would have had 2,581 points in total, which is good enough for a rank of 17,693 overall, which is probably not like super impressive for anyone watching this and like, oh, unlimited transfers, you should do a lot better. But at the same time, this is also without the use of chips, no assistant manager chip, no free hit chip, or obviously one free hit chip every single game week, but disregard that. No bench boost chip, no triple captaincy chip. Also, so 3 chips that are quite valuable that you don't get to use. So I think 70k or 18k, which is probably more correct, is a pretty decent rank, because it is pretty difficult to choose a team every single game week. It's harder than you think, because it is just one single game week. Anything can happen pretty much. So yeah, it is nice to target the teams like Leicester, Southampton, and Ipswich every game week. But at the same time, that's not always a guarantee for points either. And there are sometimes players that you lose faith in and you don't pick. For example, the City defenders in this case, that actually gain points and sort of hurt you in the free hit drafts compared to your own regular team. So yeah, I think it's a fun experiment. I think it's something that I'm going to continue doing next season as well. I think it's fun just to pick what I think is the best squad to have in the upcoming game week, just to see which players are like the ideal players to have if you're looking short term, especially. And also if you're on a free hit, I think it's pretty valuable. And people are using free hit chips at completely different times as well, especially casual players who are looking up on YouTube, probably just free hit drafts, and I have a free suggestion every week, so I'm pretty happy with doing that every single game week, and I'm happy to have done that this season. And yeah, just a fun little side project, I guess, as well, just to see how I would fare with unlimited transfers and no chips. So yeah, 66 points this game week, 948k in terms of game week rank, which is also pretty decent, I think. So yeah, pretty happy with the free drafts in total, and the free drafting Game 38 as well was pretty good with 66 points, which is above average, and gained me another green arrow, I think, with the free hit overall rank as well. So yeah, that's the free drafts for this season done with. Now let's see what the ideal draft would be for this game week. And this is kind of like a thing that I'm thinking about for next season, if I should have chips included for the manager of the week. I'm not quite sure, because it feels a bit unfair that managers that have used their chips in that game week get to be featured compared to other teams that have just played it straight up. So I might do that change for next season, but at the same time, also sort of want to highlight the manager that got the most points, and that's usually the managers that have used chips. And sometimes, most game weeks actually, it's not someone that has used a chip, because there's just not enough game weeks, or there's too many game weeks for that, basically. Not enough chips for those game weeks to have a chip user every single game week, pretty much. But this time around, the manager of the week is Marian Tomko with 92 points overall, with the bench boost active, obviously. 2 free transfers, Isak to Evan Nilsson to get enough money to do Rodgers to Salah, who this manager captained as well, which is obviously a good move. Could have captained Bowen instead, who's the vice captain here, so that would have gained you a lot of points, but Salah at least was a decent upgrade over Rodgers, and Evan Nilsson and Isak basically matched each other as well. So good transfers overall and good use of the bench boost, of course, because you got 25 points from it. 2 Everton defenders with clean sheets, Pickford with 11 points, Mikalenko with 9 points. On top of Nori with 2 points and Cloyford with 3 points on the bench as well. So yeah, nice bench boosts. Decent starting team as well with Salah and Bowen, the 3 musketeers of this game week. Guardiola as well with 8 points is also nice, despite not anyone from the rest of the team really picking up the slack from for anyone else pretty much. But yeah, that was enough to push this manager just inside the top million, which is really, really nice to see, of course. Not the best rank. You can see the last season rank 214k. Best rank overall, 104k in the 2021-22 season. So I don't think this manager is happy with the season, but at least you finish it on a high and get 92 points and have a successful bench boost at that. So something to hold on to for next season, I'm sure, for Marian Tomko. So sadly, can't really give you any tips for GW1 next season, or I guess you have to wait for the start of next season, where I'm going to give tips for everyone for GW1, but I can't give you specialized tips. But I guess everyone wants to pick the same or the best ideal team for GW1, and we were all starting with the same, starting from the same position basically next season in Game Week 1 with 0 points and 100 million to use on a team basically. So good luck next season. Hope you get to be manager of the week another week where it's not Game Week 38, where I can give you actual like proper one-to-one advice in terms of your own team. But yeah, congrats on being the final manager of the week this season, something that I was not able to do all season pretty much. And that also is the case for the manager of the season. The manager of the season is none other than Sujan Bata with a current rank or final rank of 1,710 overall, which is really, really nice to see, of course. Last season rank, the best rank of your FPL career so far before this season was 51k, just about where I was this season. So hopefully I can do the same sort of thing and get into the top 1k just about if I'm lucky next season. But Sujan Bata, I've not seen you as the manager of the week this whole season, but still you managed to be manager of the season with the most points in total in the FPL Scope Min League, which you can still join, I guess, with the league code hpxeri. But it's probably going to be a new league code for next season when we start up all over again for the 2025-26 season of FPL, which is kind of crazy that we're already in close to 2026. Time flies, especially when you're older, trust me. I'm not that old, I'm 34, but it's pretty old, but whatever. 62 points this game week at least for the manager of the season. Did one transfer, which was kind of costly. Ismail Assar playing against Liverpool at Anfield, sold him to bring in Luis Diaz, playing at home to Crystal Palace at Anfield. And Ismail Assar got the goal, 9 points, and Diaz got nothing, 2 points. I think that was a decent transfer, all things considered. Diaz starting in a game where Liverpool were supposed to sort of just celebrate their league title, but Liverpool just can't get out of their own way lately. And yeah, basically got a 1-1 draw, and Luis Diaz did nothing. So 2 points for him. And like a bit of a downer. I think maybe, I haven't really checked, but maybe the 7 points would have been enough to bring you into the top 1k, which would have been really a big shame. But I think like as you get further and further up the table, I think it's more and more separating the teams. I don't even think, it might not even be enough with 7 points to get into the top 1k. But overall, can't really be disappointed with the season. 1,710, that's a super good rank. It's close to my best rank of all time as well, which yeah, it's really hard to get into the top 1k, and especially now with so many managers playing. I think your rank of 1,710 is way better than my own rank of, I need to go back actually and check my best rank, 1,348. Like that was in 2011-12 season, so yeah, it's much more difficult now to get the same rank. So yeah, hats off to you, all credit to you for a fantastic season overall, and like a decent end of the season, I guess, with Salah, Bowen, and Mbeumo, the 3 main players to have this game week overall. And Raya in goal did nothing as well, but yeah. Anyways, 62 points. And a really good season overall. You did assistant manager in Game Week 24. You had Arne Slot as your assistant manager in 24 and 25 for quite a lot of points. And then you swapped very smartly, very shrewdly to Glasner in Game Week 26 and got 20 more points from that as well. So a lot of points, I think like around 47 or something, 450, I don't know, for your assistant managership. That's really, really nice. You got a pretty nice score for the free hit team in Game Week 34, which is the main game week for free hitting, which ended up working out for most people that use free hit. Bench boosting game week 33 was also 20 points, I think, overall, so that's also really nice. But the triple captaincy chip was the one downside for your season, with 6 points from Haaland in that game week. But he had so much XG against Southampton at home, so I get it why you did it, because he had such a good performance in game week 2 against Ipswich, where some people did triple captaincy chip successfully, so I do get it. And in the end, we saw that the mystery chip that was at the start of the season, the assistant manager chip, was just a mystery chip, and people used triple captaincy in a single game week just because they thought that assistant manager would be useful in a double game week, and that was 100% the case because that was such a powerful chip. So I think it was the right play to use the triple captaincy chip in game week, either game week 9 or game week 2, and you ended up getting the shorter end of the stick there. But overall, should obviously be super happy with your season. 1,710 points. Congratulations to you, Srijan Bhatta. You are the manager of the season for the FPL Scope Mini League, and I give you my thanks and gratitude for joining the league, I guess. Maybe I should have some prizes for next season. Maybe I can do that somehow. I don't know. But at least I'll remember your name for next season, and I'll make sure to shout you out at some point, probably. Congrats on your season, and that is pretty much this game week also sort of wrapped up. This was the manager of the season's game week, 62 points, which is also pretty good for the final game week of the season. So yeah, now let's move on to something a bit different. This is my projected team with made up prices and everything. I'm not sure about the prices, I'm not sure about the positions, but I've sort of made a calculated guess, I guess, for what I think would be my Game Week 1 starting squad. So it will be interesting to see once we get to Game Week 1 and the deadline there, how different my projected team right after the end of this season will be compared to what I actually end up having for Game Week 1. So let's take a look at that before we end the video, basically. So yeah, this is my Game Week 1 projected team already. It's also quite not finished yet. The goalkeepers, I just have no idea, basically. I think I'm going to go with the new signing for Chelsea in goal. I'm imagining that we're going to get a new goalkeeper. And I think with the underlying stats that Chelsea have this season defensively, and a new goalkeeper, and yeah, just another year for a lot of young players there, I think defensively Chelsea will be quite good next season. So I think a new goalkeeper for 5.0 could be a really nice steal there from Chelsea. But if it's Sanchez or Jurgensen again, no dice. I'm not going to pick them again for sure. In defense, Guardiola, I think, just proven himself this season. I've made like a tentative price of 6.5. I think that might be too low. It might be 7.0 actually, because I think Guardiola is just that good. But if he's 6.5 especially, I'm definitely going to have him. If he's 7.0, I would still consider it, because I think City will be good defensively. I think Guardiola will have some more room to roam offensively as well for more of the season next season. So I think it's going to be really nice. But especially for 6.5, I would definitely have him. Then we have Jeremy Frimpong for Liverpool. I think just the tax that you get, or like you get not quite as big of a price for new players in this league. But I think Frimpong is, basically has every tool in the box to do as well or better, probably not better than the best seasons of Trent Alexander-Arnold, but at least like be close to matching the regular seasons that Trent Alexander-Arnold has. And he is someone that has been, Trent that is, has been someone that has been touted as someone that should be worth 9 million in the past couple seasons back, I remember, which is kind of crazy. So I think if Frimpong is 6.5, even if he's 7 million, again, he might be really, really good value at that price for Liverpool, who are looking to be good next season, but they have been sort of shaky towards the end of the season, which makes me slightly hesitant, but I still do back them to be good next season as well, because they have really good players and a really good manager in place as well. The final defender in my starting lineup will be Coyote for Brentford. He's really impressed me this season, has started the last 6 games for Brentford at the right back position. Aaron Hickey is going to be back injury-free, but I think with the injury issues that he's had, and also just how good Coyote has looked, I think if he is priced at 4.5, which I think is reasonable, he will be a really nice steal at that price. So yeah, probably going to go with him. Mohamed Salah, he always starts the season on fire. I'm probably not going to go without him next season either, even if he is 4.0, maybe even if he is 4.5 or 15.0, that might happen, but I think it's going to be 14.0 just because of the way he's ended the season. I don't think they're going to go overboard with Salah, but he is definitely someone that you should consider for that price. So he would be definitely a nice potential player to have in Game Week 1. Obviously, we don't know the fixtures yet. That's going to change a whole lot. If Liverpool have really good fixtures, Salah would make a lot of sense. If City have really good fixtures, Haaland would make a lot more sense as a striker here. But I think also Marmoush, I think he's going to be changed from a striker to a midfielder, because he's sort of been more playing as a winger this season. So I think he's going to be a midfielder. And I don't think he's going to get too much of a price hike either, because he's been sort of up and down. He's been showing really nice high-end potential, but he's also been really inconsistent and getting a lot of 2-pointers. So I think he's going to be around 8 million, maybe 9 million. Maybe I'll stretch to 9 million as well. This might be a bit of a cheap team, this team. But yeah, I think Marmoush is going to be cheaper than he is supposed to be next season, because I think he's going to have a really massive season next season for Manchester City. I think he's just too talented. I think he's going to mesh more with the squad. He's going to have another preseason to be more acquainted with the team. And he also exerted a lot of energy playing for Frankfurt at the first half of the season when he was so damn good for Frankfurt. So yeah, I think Marmoush is a really exciting player for next season. Amad Diallo as well, I think he will get sort of he won't be worth as much because Man United just had a terrible season overall. He's also been injured for quite a while. So I think 6.5 is pretty reasonable. Maybe 7.0 as well. Maybe he's also a bit too cheap, but I think Amad Diallo has shown so much potential, and I think Man United could be a lot better next season with Amorim still in charge. It's been a terrible season for them, but I think they will definitely turn around. I think they'll be a top half team at least next season. We'll see how far they can go, but I think Amad Diallo is someone that I'm also pretty excited to potentially have in my squad for next season. When it comes to Brentford, I have another Brentford player there in Kevin Schade. He's shown some promise towards the end of the season, and especially if Mbeumo moves on, I think Schade will get a lot more attention. I think he's going to be a really popular pick as well as if Mbeumo leaves Brentford and Schade is ready to step up, basically. So I would assume he's like 5.5. I think he would be a really nice player to have, especially if Mbeumo doesn't move until after the game is launched. If he doesn't move to a bigger team, I think Schade will be at the cut price for 5.5 or something like that. And he'll be a really nice player to have from the start of next season. So yeah, Schade comes in and in midfield as well. When it comes to the attack, I think Isak is just, again, really, really good. Again, 10.0 million. Maybe too cheap. I don't know. What will you price Isak at next season? Maybe you want him more expensive than that. Maybe you want him like 10.5, 11, maybe. But yeah, he was 8.5, 9 this season. And I think he's deserved a price hike, but not too much either. So yeah, 10 million, 11 million maybe for Isak this season. Next season, I think he's going to be good again. Even though he had a bit of a disappointing start to this season, he's shown that he is more than capable of getting a lot of points from the very start of the season. Jean-Philippe Mateta as well has been sort of a letdown towards the end of the season after getting his ear basically almost chopped off by the goalkeeper from Millwall, which is sort of made his stock take a bit of a dive. But he is fantastic. He's a really, really good striker. And I think once he's back in the swing of things now, he's going to be a really nice striker for Crystal Palace. I don't think he's going to be as affected by Nketiah as it was at the start of the season this time around. So I think he's going to be a really plus player compared to his price point as well. So 7.5, 7.0, going to be around the same price that it was this season, I imagine. Strong Larsen as well, I think has been really, really good, and especially if Cunha leaves Wolves. It's the same with Schade. If Cunha leaves Wolves, we've seen how Strong Larsen has stepped up in the absence of Cunha towards the end of the season now with Pereira in charge. So I think he's going to be a really nice player to have as well. And Norwegian strikers are just really, really good at the moment, with Haaland doing well in the Premier League, of course. Alexander Sørloth having an amazing goal ratio in La Liga. And I think Strong Larsen as well has had a really nice season. Nice debut season for Wolves, who started the season really badly because they had so many terrible fixtures. But I think now both Strong Larsen and Wolves have shown their worth. So I think it's also going to be a really nice option there. When it comes to the goalkeeper, I'm just going to pick whoever is really cheap, 4.0, who might start. I have the West Ham kit there because they usually have a 4.0 goalkeeper, so maybe that will be the case again, whether that's Oriola or someone else. Probably not someone else. If they bring in another goalkeeper, that's probably 4.5, but yeah. That's basically just down to whoever I want to have as a backup for 4.0 at a really cheap price. Pedro Neto is also someone that I'm sort of unsure about. That's why I've had him on the bench, because I'm not quite sold on him, but he is someone that I've really, really liked in the past, and I think he has another gear to get to with Chelsea. I think he could be really, really good for Chelsea next season. So he's someone that I'm tentatively looking at as a potential player to have there. But also that midfield spot might just be someone really cheap, someone that is looking good in preseason, who's a really cheap price or something like that, to save me some money in case I need it if a lot of the players are more expensive than I've projected here. So yeah, Pedro Neto is someone that is nice to have if I have the chance, but he's also not someone that I look at as essential either for my GW1 squad potentially. For my 4.5 defenders as well, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has just been so good this season. Maybe he gets turned up to 5.0 as well, but West Ham have been so bad defensively this season that I think he's probably going to stay at 4.5, and I think that could be a steal. So yeah, Wan-Bissaka is someone that I really, really like. as a person, as a player, as pretty much everything, FPL prospect. So yeah, him for 4.5 would be amazing. And Mikolenko seems to be 4.5 every season. Maybe he also gets the price hike to 5.0. But I think Everton have just been really solid. They always seem to get a lot of points, especially Pickford gets a lot of points every single season. So I think having an Everton defender makes sense from the start of the season next season as well. So yeah, that is my projected score for Game Week 1. Let's see how different it is in Game Week 1 when I actually get to it in August. I'll also, with this video, actually maybe not, I have one more video in the tank I think for this season, just the zombie team of the season, the best team you could have picked from Game Week 1 to Game Week 38 without any changes. Still looking forward to make that video. Probably will be released next week because I'm a bit busy with the rest of this weekend. But you can look forward to that as well. But yeah, tell me what you think of the Game Week 1 projected team. It will be interesting to see how it does compared to what I actually end up with. And also tell me which players are you looking forward to having next season potentially, as of this moment right now. There could still be a lot of transfers, obviously. There could be new players coming through. Haven't really looked at the promoted teams. Do we really need to look at the promoted teams? With how they fared the last few seasons? I don't think there's been any like good prospects the last 2 seasons from the newly promoted sides. So yeah, should probably just disregard that in total. But yeah, tell me in the comments if there's anything, anyone you're looking forward to potentially have for next season. If there's any comments about my channel, any comments about this season, how you've done, anything you want to see from this channel next year, anything like that, please let me know in the comment section. I would gladly appreciate any criticism or praise or anything like that. Always happy to see comments in the comment section, and I will try to get back to you and answer you as well. And yeah, with that, I just want to wish you a nice summer. Take a break now, relax, don't worry about FPL for a while. You can just take a break. I'm not going to do the Club World Cup myself, and probably wouldn't really, I don't know, if you have fun with it, go for it. But if you are sort of just tired of fantasy in general and it's more of a chore to you, just skip the Club World Cup. I don't think it really matters that much anyway. So yeah, but anyways, hope you have a nice summer. Hope you enjoyed my videos this entire season. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and being active in this YouTube channel and everywhere else for me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what needs to be said for the end of this video. So thank you for watching as always. See you next time. Bye bye.